Hey guys, how's it going?
What's up? What's
We're
up?
back from a different season
Yeah,
and with a different concept. We're coming here. By the way, I'm Moha.
I am Tom's.
Yes, we are all here. And this season, our perspective for this podcast is that, like, we dive deep in the basics of life questions.
Yeah,
Like, what do we have here?
basics of concept. I must say also as well. Yeah, we're gonna discuss and pose questions and dive deeper into understanding.
Understanding, for example, like fear or
Stress, pain,
conformity.
conformity, for
Exactly.
example.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
anything that comes to mind. For example, friendship, maybe like
As well.
relationship, or like
Relationships.
love, or
Yeah.
like compassion,
Love
or
and pain.
pleasure, or whatever. And we are not like experts.
No, not at all.
So we are
Yeah.
just here
This
to
is
basically have fun.
Yeah,
And
to discuss
talk
the
about it.
topics. Yeah.
And then like dive deeper. Maybe we can discuss something that it will emerge something for us
Yeah.
first of all, and if
Completely, yeah.
if it helps someone, right?
Then it's even better.
yeah.
yeah,
And if
completely.
yeah. So
Yeah,
That's the situation.
Nice to meet you all.
Well,
And
let's go.
let's go. It's good. Let's do it. Apples.
Apples, man. How's it going? This
a bit tired from yesterday, but
yeah.
it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. This idea of like eating one fruit. Have you heard of like this one apple takes the doctor away?
Yeah, the apple a day takes the doctor away, man.
Is this true?
Yeah, completely. Yeah.
Like whenever I'm eating an apple, back of my mind, I have this idea about it. Honestly,
about a doctor, yeah.
But like I'm
Yeah.
eating an apple, I'm like, okay, my sickness
Fucking
are
doctor,
all,
you better stay away, man.
yeah, like they're all away. All the doctors are like, I don't see any doctor anymore.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Haven't seen the doctor in like 6 months.
Wow. I got sick very badly for 3 days. I don't know if I told you,
didn't
no.
have an
like,
apple.
yeah, probably. Probably. I mean, I didn't see a doctor. Maybe I had an apple.
Yeah.
Conformity?
Yeah.
Is this some sort of a conformity? Like when you say something, for example,
It could
one
be,
one
yeah.
one apple per day will keep the doctor away
Keeps the
from
doctor
you.
away.
Like, and then this becomes a slogan, and then like everybody kind of follows it, and they're like, oh, and it might become like something fun, right?
Yeah.
At first you would be like saying it funnily,
Yeah.
Kinda.
And then
and then afterward you do actually might
fucking
eat
think
it,
about it
yeah.
in your own head. Yeah.
exactly, and then you do this based on this like slogan.
Yeah. And
Does
then
that
it
work
creates
that way?
like identity of a group. Like
I know.
fucking eating apples.
I know.
Keeping doctors away. Yeah. It could be. Yeah, it could be like could work like that. Yeah. And yeah.
What do you think about the conformity? Do you have any description for the word itself?
Conformity, I think from social perspective is it's just like social pressure that like impacts our daily lives, like daily everyday lives.
Mhm.
Like for example, if you well if you live in a society where it's good to eat apples to keep the doctor away, I mean you're gonna would probably buy apples to identify with the society in which you live in. I mean, we can like try to describe it like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like imagine that you were living in a society that like everybody start like eating an apple every morning.
Yeah.
Like it was a tradition. Or like
Cultural
cultural force or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like you wake up and like I don't feel like an apple.
Yeah, but I have to eat it
but I have to
because
eat it because if I don't,
I'm gonna
other
stand
people,
out.
other people will be like, "Why are you not eating an apple?"
Yeah, what's wrong? What?
Well, yeah, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going
Yeah.
on? You
So
know?
that's
And
why
then like,
we're eating apples today, man.
yeah, and then we are eating an apple today. I mean, this has to be something.
Yeah.
And honestly, but like, I wanna dive deeper. Like,
Yeah.
what's the point of this episode is that like, uh, we want to understand if conformity has any form of good in our society
Yeah.
and in ourselves. First of all, of course, this is the
How
whole
does
idea of the podcast.
how
So
does
like
that impact ourselves first,
like
and then
and like we want to know if we can go find the root of this, and also like try to figure out why we conform.
yeah,
Did you
yeah,
ready
yeah,
to do this?
yeah, completely. A lot of I can already name one example.
Yeah,
Social pressure.
social pressure.
Yeah, one of the things that usually like can make you do certain things that you actually don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Also, well, if you identify with certain culture as well, you can like
But
be
don't you have a choice? Sorry to interrupt you, but
yeah,
don't you have a choice? For example, I mean, of course, everybody else is like pressuring you,
yeah.
but like, can you not stop yourself from not doing it?
Yeah. Well, obviously you have a choice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But there's by taking that choice, by stopping, for example, certain action that everybody does around you, it like creates like this difference, between
Mm-hmm.
you and them,
Mm-hmm.
and then from that also comes like all the other interesting things like fear, anxiety, and all that. So
Mm-hmm.
what are they gonna think about me? Why am like fucking I didn't eat an apple today. Well, obviously this is a
Just an
yeah, this is an
example, of
example,
course.
like funny, yeah, joke, but yeah, it's if we think like if we try to speak more serious about it, it can like have a lot of serious effects on people,
But
and that's crazy, man.
what is it that we became this species
Yeah.
between all the animals? I mean, I don't know about other animals. We don't want to get into that,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course. But like, what is it that we have that we get along? We go with this peer pressure, or we conform to what is.
yeah.
What is it? What do you think?
I think it's just like your question. Can you repeat the question? Like
Like, what is it that we conform? What is it that
why is it
Yeah,
that we
why is
conform?
it like human beings, for example, feel anxious when they don't conform to the flow of the society that,
Ah,
for example, goes that way,
yeah,
and then like be like, oh, if I don't go that way, everybody else would also like understand that I'm not going that way.
yeah,
Therefore, hey, I'm different. And then
yeah,
like, if I'm different, then I would be outside probably of
yeah,
the society, right?
yeah. I think it has to do like with the fear of not being part of something in some cases as well. I think
Okay. Okay.
like you want to be part of something, where you want to like find your like group, your inner circle, your
Mhm.
family,
Mhm.
because that at the end of the day, I think that creates like this sense of security as well.
Mhm.
And yeah, any thoughts on this topic from your perspective as well? Or?
Well, honestly, when I think about it, as we just go on, and there's like this thoughts, and there's like of course the memories of my knowledge, well, what I read
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
books, and like you
Mm.
see on the internet, for example. This type of conform, like this peer pressure and this conformity comes from like you not being accepted in the tribe.
Mm-hmm.
Like
By
you
like
have a
specific criteria.
yeah, like you have this group of people that they have this rule or this culture or this
Yeah,
tradition,
yeah,
and
yeah.
then you're not really like you're not really like allowing yourself, or like not allowing yourself, but like you don't really like go along with that specific thing,
Mm-hmm.
specific cultural thing,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then that tribe kicks you out of that community, and then like
Yeah.
you're gonna be left alone in the wild,
Mm-hmm.
and then like that over time it caused people and human beings to be afraid of this like um being left alone
Yeah.
out
Feeling.
of out of the tribes
Yeah.
and out of the society. Therefore they just accept, or they just conform to what other people say, or what their friends say, or what their like parents say,
Yeah. Yeah.
what their culture say, or whatever,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And then like they just like, oh, for example, yes, this is something that like my country said, then like I'll
Yeah.
follow it.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Not
rules are
no
rules,
yeah
and yeah.
no
Yeah.
question asked, like
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
you know. Like good, bad, like
Yeah.
in my mind,
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
I wouldn't think about it, because if I think about it, I might get somewhere that, for example, hey, this is not good,
Yeah.
or this is good, for
Mm-hmm.
example, or whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And then like that conclusion for myself, it will create a conflict. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
conflict between my conclusion and the conclusion that the society like reached, or the people that they made the rules and the culture reached.
Yeah. Well, you will have your own opinion on the situation at the end of the day, right?
Of course, I
Yeah.
mean
Yeah.
it has to be. That's the
Yeah.
thing. I feel like um
Because if you don't have your own
like
opinion, you're just
you
like
know
following, you know.
exactly. So let's not jump to a conclusion that conformity is bad, because
Yeah.
I think we still have to talk about it. Or I don't want to say it's bad or good,
No,
or
no,
a
no,
good
no.
thing at
It's
all.
just the social factor.
Yeah, it is a social factor, but we want to question this
Yeah.
as much as we can.
Yeah.
Like see if we can get to the bottom of this. Like why is it really that
Yeah.
human beings as
Yeah.
we are right now,
Yeah.
and then we are like here, we're talking, and
I think.
we want to know
Yeah.
exactly what is going on.
Yeah.
So let's question this. What is it about? What is it about
Conform.
this, for example, that like it brings up a question, or like you see bad, or you see like something that it's shady about it, or not
Uh.
shady, or good, for example.
Yeah. I think you
Tell me
can
about
like I think you can like observe it like also in every workspace as well.
Mhm.
Like for example, if you like start working in a new enterprise, obviously you're gonna at first, like, you know, you're gonna be handed a sheet of like basic rules of the office. What do they do? What like they don't do? And well, well, what happened like in my specific situation? I started like working in this association with people with like Down syndrome, and there was also like a certain hierarchy, you know,
Mhm.
how the things work. And I think sometimes it can be also like a normal thing to have, but like obviously there can be also like negative things coming out of it as well, like as we actually discussed like behind scenes about like the studies have shown like about the
Yeah,
people administrating like
tell me about it.
yeah,
Can you tell me about it
like
like more, like
yeah.
about both of them, because you know it better.
Well, there was a study that like conducted an experiment on the effect of the authority, like the person who is in authority on the people who has to do something. For example, they administrated electric shocks to people,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the conclusion on the study was that like 65% of the people who were supposed to like deposit like the electrical shocks to another human being deposited them even though they like saw the human being right in front of them like shaking and all that, just
Mhm.
because of the authority like the authority that like told them to do it.
So
And yeah, there's also like
the person was actually in front of them.
yeah.
Oh,
they,
interesting.
they could like saw it, like see it, like they administrated it like fucking I don't know, like 50, 60, 70 volts.
And it was a real shock? It wasn't.
It wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, but
They
they
were just
thought
actors.
yeah. So
Mhm.
that's why it was like social experiment. But yeah, they actually that was the interesting thing about it, because if like and that revealed also some psychological like factors or effects as well, because it showed that like if you are in the position where somebody has control over you, you in some way lose some type of responsibility on the things that you like on the things that you do. And that was also like really interesting, and also probably one of the factors why conformity is still existing really really strongly in our
Mm-hmm.
society right
Mm-hmm.
now.
So, but by this, are you saying that, for example, uh, conformity and like this um, giving out the responsibility of yours
Yeah,
to somebody else,
yeah.
it would it would bring down the pressure of what you do.
Oh yeah, completely.
So
Obviously.
therefore people like um become more comfortable
With
in
administrating shocks to other people.
and
Yeah.
of course that, but also they become comfortable living somehow
Yeah.
because they don't feel responsible for what they do.
Yeah, they're just like following orders. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Exactly. So
yeah.
like following orders, it would be easier for them somehow
Because you don't have to think about the
because you don't have to
consequences.
think about the
Yeah.
consequences because you're not really responsible. A
Yeah.
responsible person is not a
That's
person.
crazy.
There's always somebody else to blame,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
He told me to do it.
Yeah,
Like,
he
yeah,
exactly. He
yeah,
told me to do it. So somebody comes tomorrow. You're like, he's dead.
fuck, yeah,
You killed him,
yeah.
and then
Well,
like he
the guy just left.
yeah the guy who told me to do it.
Yeah, just
He
jumped
just
out of the window.
he just went there.
Yeah, yeah. This, yeah, the responsibility is also yeah, really like important factor, I think.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? Like
Uh,
more deeply getting into it.
I saw one of my friends send me reels on Instagram,
Okay. Yeah.
and of course before this we were talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
There were like 6 people sitting in the room,
Yeah.
and then this paper. Now on the paper you have 3 lines,
Okay.
and then like one line is like on the left side of the paper,
Yeah.
and then like it's that the question is like which of this 3 line aligns with this one line here.
Yeah. 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 I know the study what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. What is the name of it? Do you know it?
I don't know the exact name of it, but I know like the.
What is the name of the what was the name of the other one that you explained?
I think it was like just something about like electric shock administrating. Like
Okay. But you told me something about like as well, like it was German something.
that was the professor, well the scientist that did that.
That's old one, right?
Yeah, the Ashed one.
Ashed one?
Yeah, German.
German.
Yeah. Well, wait a second. I will see it. I think. Um, one moment. Uh, the experiment that you're talking about is like Solomon Asch line experiment,
Mm-hmm.
which examined like normative conformity. And what happened was that like participants were shown a line, as you said, and had to choose the matching line from 3 options. They were placed in groups with actors, confederates who intentionally gave the wrong answer. And even though the answer was obviously wrong, about 75% of people confirmed at least once just to go along with the
Wow. Wow.
group. Yeah.
That is crazy.
That's fucking, yeah.
And the funny thing, like the video I saw,
Yeah.
the girl like who know like the wrong answer. This is the wrong answer.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
and the right answer is something else.
Yeah.
The first time she gave a wrong right
Like,
answer,
Yeah.
and she was like,
Sh-
no,
sh-
of course it's not that. It's
Yeah,
this. And
yeah,
then like
yeah.
the second time it was like, no, fuck it.
Yeah,
You know?
that's so crazy. How
just
situation
like-
changes like that.
And she was like,
in an instant.
Fuck it. You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's like-
yeah,
Who cares?
yeah,
Let's just go along.
yeah. And it also shows that like how sometimes it can be really difficult to like stand your own ground as well. You know,
Yeah.
with your own opinion.
I mean, it is difficult.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It is difficult. I believe that there is something in us, honestly, deep in our nature
Yeah.
that it kind of like giggles. Not giggles. That's the wrong word. Absolutely. It's like it kind of grabs
Yeah.
your what? It grabs something that you cannot really like stand.
Yeah.
You know, it's I don't know if you know the feeling, right? Because for example, it might happen to me. For
Mhm.
example, you know, for example, you're in a group,
Yeah.
they're saying something,
Yeah.
right? They're like, hey, for example, Nice is in the north of France.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice is in the north of France, and you're
Yeah.
like, and everybody's like,
Yeah.
yes, you know,
It is. Yeah.
and
Also. Yeah.
and you're like,
Small life situations.
what am I supposed to do? Like
Yeah.
there are 20 people, and
Like,
one person is like, Nice is like in the north of
fucking-
France,
yeah.
and I'm like, what am I supposed to say? I mean, we're like, no, it's not. It's in the south. And we were like, this fucking ridiculous guy. Like, what are you talking about? We all know it's in the north. What are you talking about? Who do you, who
Yeah.
do you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it happens to all of us.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened to me as well. Like,
Yeah.
it happens.
Mm. Also, like in simple settings, for example, if you go out, to the bar, for example, and you see all the people like dancing, obviously you're gonna, to integrate the fucking
Yeah.
vibe, you're gonna go into it and just like, well, I will try to dance as
Like,
well, you know? Yeah.
clubs itself,
Yeah.
concert clubs, I don't know, gatherings, revolution,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Some people don't even know why are they going out. For example, for revolution, some people go
Just like,
out.
we
They
just-
don't.
Yeah.
Everybody is out. Let's go
Uh,
out. I mean, let's not like be
Yeah.
left out. I'm pretty sure some people do that.
Yeah.
They don't they are not even sure, like why are they really doing this?
Yeah, and also and I like that you mentioned it because I remember right now the like specific time in my high school where sometimes you like had these fucking alarm checks of school alarms, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like ooh, like fucking one day once a year there was a check just to see, and it was so interesting that like we just like heard the song, well not the song but the sound, and fucking all like sheep just went like directly outside, and everybody was just like standing around just like, oh, is it like the real fucking thing or just like a check as like the usual check that we do every year, or is something really burning or like it raises a lot of questions, but like
Of
you're
course,
there
of course.
and you just go with the well, obviously it's a bit like more like how to say strict example in this situation because they have to do it,
Mm-hmm.
like the school administration, they have to like check it and then like to see and
But they
to
have to
show
say
how
it.
yeah
They have to say it beforehand. So
yeah,
like,
yeah, but like they usually didn't say to us, they just like, oh, okay, well, and they're
no,
just
that's
like, oh,
wrong.
okay, that's a check one, okay, well,
That's wrong. Like for this kind of like scenarios, if you're doing check or if you're doing like a mock
yeah,
training
yeah,
for something like that, you need to say it beforehand, because if you say it beforehand, it's gonna be like a practice. People know it's a practice.
yeah.
Then if you don't say it to them, and then they come out after like being stressed and like, anxious and
Yeah,
like all this,
yeah.
and then like you would be like, oh, this was just a practice, and then like you do it again every year, and then
Yeah.
when the real time comes,
It's
and
like,
you're like,
oh,
it's a practice.
That's so true. That's
So like
yeah,
this is absolutely bullshit to do
yeah,
this. I mean,
yeah.
it doesn't make any sense to do that. So
Imagine.
that
But
please don't do that.
No, but like it's messed up. Imagine if there's like one or couple of persons who actually like think that there is a fucking emergency,
Yeah.
at that point, and they're
Mhm.
like fucking
Yeah.
stressed out
Of
and all.
course, there are people that like they might like have a shock. Or,
Yeah, but
or
they
like
and then like the conformity action happens when everybody is just fucking going out
Mm.
on the street, just
Mm.
looking around. It's like, oh yeah, well,
Mm.
yeah. It's how long it's gonna take, right? On
Well,
yeah,
all right. We talked about the conformity. How does the superficial
yeah,
and all the scenarios that we have with
Yeah.
conformity. But what we really want is that like what we can learn about conformity. And as we learn it, maybe we can because as we discussed it,
yeah,
conformity means that like you're blindly following something or someone
Most of the time, yeah.
because either you are like I am blindly like following some idea or some slogan, some like whatever, or a book that I read,
Yeah.
and I just
Fucking
go for it,
yeah, going straight at it.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I do that, that means like I don't have my personal thinking about it. I don't have a personal opinion about it. Like
Yeah.
if somebody told me like drink a poison is good for you,
Yeah.
you're not supposed to drink a poison. You have to
Mm.
like research it before doing that properly beforehand for yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe drinking poison would be good for you.
Alcohol, for example.
But but what I'm saying is that like um so what can we do? So we till now we understand conformity in any form of it.
Yeah.
It's a destructive thing for human beings. Do you agree with
In
that?
every form.
In every form. Do you agree with that?
I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say it's destructive all the time. Well, always. I wouldn't say it's like.
Tell me a scenario that it's not destructive.
Um. Well, I can take the same example about the school emergency sirens. You know,
Mm-hmm.
in some way it can be also positive because in that case, when you also in that moment don't know what to do, should I go fucking hide somewhere or should?
like okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I see the confusion. Uh, there is there is scenarios
yeah,
that we need to conform because we don't know,
yeah. Well, yeah, yeah,
right?
and that can be also a positive thing.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's okay. For example, when you need some
yeah,
to do
yeah.
something, you want to build a house. You don't know how to build a house, and you cannot
Fuck
you
the
cannot
right-
you
yeah,
cannot
that's-
learn it.
Yeah.
So like an architecture comes and like do this, and you do
Yeah.
that, and it's
Yeah.
perfect,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that's not really conformity. What I'm saying about conformity is that like you do something. Conformity means that like somebody or something or a book or a podcast or a movie or whatever psychologically affects your brain somehow,
Mm-hmm.
that you do things
Without thinking,
without thinking about it.
and that's why you think it's destructive,
Like, yeah,
because you don't think
Because you don't-
about what you're doing.
because you don't know really why are you doing it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And
Maybe that thing you're doing is good.
Yeah.
For example, I don't know, like somebody tells you writing is good, right?
Okay.
Writing is a good thing, and then like you should do it. Like
Okay.
writing
you
your
should practice
yeah,
writing.
like you should practice writing. You should, for example, write your daily life or like write story, write something,
Yeah. Okay.
right? It's good for your brain. Somebody might tell you that, right?
Yeah, I
But-
can see that. Yeah. Okay.
But you could see that.
Yeah.
Why? Because it sounds nice.
Okay. Sounds nice.
What is it?
Yeah. Well.
But you don't really know if writing is good or not. I'm just saying it to you. You
yeah.
cannot really accept that it's good
Yeah.
because I'm saying it. I'm coming out of the street and telling you like writing is good. Maybe writing is bad. Who tells that like writing because all the people write,
Yeah.
like you
Well-
have to write. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I will try to understand you. Well, for example, I'm looking at it from
Ask
like
questions.
more like
Yeah,
more
ask questions. Like
yeah.
I can explain. Like,
Yeah, like I'm looking at it from like more scientific perspective, like
Mhm.
that I know that like writing as a practice is really good for like brain and memory and all that.
scientifically,
Yeah,
right? So
yes.
like you go on the internet, there is a paper, right? It says 50%, 70%, 80% of people, 99.90% of people,
Yeah.
when they write, they become like less anxious, less stressed, whatever.
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
You unless you start writing, and really see the effect of it, you cannot really say that helps. Is that true? Or
That's
am I
true.
just saying something out of blue?
No, that's true. Yeah. Before you practice it, you can't really like see the real effects behind
Exactly.
it. Yeah.
So you haven't really seen it. So you cannot really talk about it
and
either.
then
Do you know what I mean?
yeah, in that way you're like thinking of conformity in that way that you're like blindly doing something. Yeah, okay,
Exactly.
yeah, okay, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not. I'm saying just not like following religion
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
is
Also
is,
can
is
be
some sort of a
conformity.
conformity.
Yeah, 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 completely.
Following culture is some
Yeah.
sort of a conformity.
Yeah,
Tradition,
obvious.
it's
Yeah.
it's it's conformity,
Yeah.
right? For example, if you, I don't know, like there are a lot of myths that we
Yeah.
have in our culture.
Yeah, go fucking find a chicken in like during the Christmas season.
Something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or like, for example, when you say something good about someone, you have it as well. Like you knock on the
yeah,
wood
yeah,
thingy,
like the yeah,
right?
yeah.
This is something that we have, and
Like
superstitious.
superstitious. Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
superstitions.
so
Yeah.
superstitions are like some sort of a
Yeah,
conformity,
yeah, like
right? Yeah,
yeah.
but we really have to ask,
Why are you doing this?
why are you really doing
Yeah.
this? Because it's destructive. I see it as a destructive thing because it takes energy in our mind.
But don't you think it like kind of also like makes the economy of energy as well? Like in some sort of way that like you don't have to like basically think about it what you're doing, so you don't like use the energy in your like
Look,
fucking brain and
conformity takes up energy because uh it separates you from you really who you are to what you want to be,
or what you should be.
or what you should.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And it separates you because you really not this. You are aggressive, for example.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you like, Toms, you're not supposed to be aggressive. You should be peaceful. You should be like, you should be like next Gandhi, for example.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And you from tomorrow you go out. You're like, hello everyone. Good morning to you, sir. You know. and then back of your mind, you're actually violent,
yeah.
right?
Because it's the
Because
hit
you
of
are
anger.
because you are simply following what I said.
Yeah.
Is this true?
Yeah, following the rules of like someone else. Yeah.
Because you're not really what I said.
Yeah.
You are
Fucking,
you are
it's
you
idea.
yeah.
Yeah, it's an idea.
It's an idea.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's an
Yeah.
idea. Conformity,
Yeah.
it's about accepting an idea
To yeah.
to
I
be
would
the
say-
better person. But who is the better person?
But yeah, but that also raises an interesting question: to be a better person for who? For you or for others? And in that case, for others,
Exactly.
because they're asking.
And if you want to be a better person, look it for yourself.
yeah, yeah,
If violence or anger or whatever,
is your
it's-
passion just fucking
it's-
go off, brother? Like,
What-
you know, like violence and anger is your, like, you know.
no, it's not. It's not anybody's passion, dude.
Well,
Wi-
UFC
viol-
fighters would tell
Violence,
otherwise.
violence and anger. It's nobody's passion, dude. That's absolutely. I don't believe in that. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true.
Like, look at the boxing champions, man. Conor McGregor.
No.
Well, I know it's all like that's also like it's also some type of conformity as well, because he's making these huge marketing campaigns and like saying like,
Of course.
yeah, I'm gonna
Of course.
beat everybody and,
course,
and
of
be
course.
the first like
And
number one in the world. And
what I'm saying is that like as human beings, we have to look at this.
yeah,
We really have to
and to like
dive deep in understanding of like why are we following someone or
yeah,
something, a book, and a text.
it
or-
is yeah really important.
You go on Instagram these days. People like write stuff about relationship,
yeah, and you're
and
yeah,
this one is different than the other one.
yeah,
You know, and one of them is violent, one of them is not. One of them is like, who was this bald guy? the
Andrew
name
Tate.
Andrew Tate. Like,
Top
um,
G.
yeah, top G, whatever. Um,
Yeah.
like, uh, so many people followed him. For
Oh,
what?
yeah.
For what reason? Why do you think people conform to him?
I think just massive heartbreak for young guys.
Yeah, could
Right?
be, could be
Right?
because for
Yeah.
example, the guys went out, they got rejected or whatever, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh fuck all the girls, like all the
Yeah,
girls are
fucking,
bad,
I'm gonna
like we
be
we are,
fucking
yeah, we are
top G in
good, and like
business.
you know just all strong boys and all that.
Yeah.
Like, fuck
Men
this,
don't
what
have
the
feelings.
yeah, man, you're not supposed to feel feelings and all that, and then like you need to go to the gym, dude, and all
Every
this.
day, 6 in the morning.
No, this is completely,
Fucked up.
this is complete horseshit. I'm
Yeah,
sorry to say this, but
it is.
it's
Yeah.
horseshit.
The Hustlers
You
University.
need to.
Do you know about it or no?
No, what is
It's
that?
like the university created by Andrew Tate, like, and it
Really?
it includes like all the like small marketing things that he uses for his business. I'm imagining, and then like he's giving like lessons about how to like scale your business, scale your marketing, scale your fucking
Uh,
income and all that. Like,
Seriously, is
yeah.
it real? Is it now?
it's a real thing. You can buy it online. I've never bought it, honestly. I was at one point I was like considering like maybe buying it, but at the end of it I was like, nah, man, I don't
This
fucking
this
need it.
dude is just using he used manipulation.
Yeah, he's using anger.
He's using anger, whatever.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
using his traumas or whatever
Yeah,
to manipulate people.
yeah,
And this is not right. Young people. And
yeah.
this is not right.
All the 16, 15, 14 year olds, you know. Yeah.
Whatever. What do we have here? We actually have 4 minutes
Left.
left.
Holy
So,
shit!
It
so
passed
fucking fast.
like this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, what do we have to get to a conclusion here? Is that like we need to ask ourselves, right?
Yeah.
What is really conformity, and if conformity good or bad?
And ask like a question: why am I doing like certain things in certain situations? And if I'm like, if it's coming from like inside of me, like if I like really want to do it, or I'm just doing it because everybody else around me is doing it. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if you are doing something based on somebody else's opinion,
Yeah.
Or-
Well,
or-
you're not doing like. Yeah.
or based on your society, based
Yeah.
on what your parents told you, that's also conformity.
Oh, yeah, completely.
Right?
Obviously. Yeah.
So if you're doing something based on an idea of somebody else,
yeah.
right, you are absolutely not free.
Yeah. That's not.
It's
fucking
not your
even
own
your
decision.
idea. Yeah.
and
it's
you're
your
not-
decision. Yeah.
This like free choice. What is this? That
free
we-
will.
free will, or like not free will, but like what do we say? We say that like we have our own choosing, like we choose like where we go, what we do, and stuff like that. How do you
Yeah.
call this? Like
I know that there's a like
a specific
concept,
word for it?
like concept for, well, it's a bit different.
Free
It's-
choice. I think free choice could be like
yeah,
giving the
free
meaning here.
will. No, I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah, but like
We'll say like free choice. Like
Like-
you can choose whatever.
something as freedom of speech.
Yeah.
but like in a different setting, like
yeah, but
in
like
an
you're not
action.
you're not really free.
Yeah, you're just That's so fucked up. Like you think you're free, but you're still like following like rules of the society.
That's what I'm
At
saying.
the same time.
That's
the same time.
that is the
Yeah.
reason that we need to think about this
Yeah.
as deeply as possible,
Yeah.
to not and the again, because conformity makes separation, as we talked about,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because there is an ideal that he created
Yeah.
by the society's expectation, by your parents' expectations,
Yeah.
and then like there is something else that is you,
Yeah.
right? And then like
As
this
an
that and
as
this
an individual.
as an individual,
Yeah.
and this is a separation,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
In order to not improve, but like
Change it.
change drastically,
Yeah.
because you need a drastic change in this. And if you want to change this, I feel that you cannot really change it in this level of the conformity. You have to come back to what is.
Yeah, you have.
You need
Yeah,
you need to come back who you really are,
yeah, to your own self.
to your own
Completely.
self, and
Yeah.
then make this separation first of all, and end the separation first of all,
Yeah.
and then be who you really are, and then from that you will see an action. You will see something that you can do.
Yeah,
You
and you
really
will
can
see
do.
what you like, what you want to do, like by your own ideas. You know.
Yeah, but like, well, yeah, exactly what you need to do, because if you see something that, if you see violence
Yeah.
as it is, the movement from violence, it's not non-violence. It's not.
Yeah. What is it then?
From violence, you just step out of it. There's no non-violence, because non-violence is an idea.
Okay, yeah, it's not a real thing.
It's not.
And then
We can talk about this. We can talk about it. Like I can show you why I mean this,
yeah,
because probably it's not clear right
yeah,
now, right?
well, yeah, you should explain it more.
But we can put it for the next episodes and all that, because we
Yeah.
don't have that much time.
Yeah, okay.
But I think again, what's really important here is that we dive deeper, exactly as you said, in our decision, daily decisions of our lives,
Mm. Yeah.
and not be um discriminative. Not know how do you call it. That's an absolute
Yeah,
wrong word.
discriminatory, no,
No,
discriminatory, fucking, yeah.
not criticize ourselves. Like, let's make
Yeah,
it simple.
yeah.
Not criticize ourselves.
Discriminate.
Oh, discriminate ourselves. Like, or
Yeah.
not like discriminate our actions,
Yeah.
but just stay with them
And observe them
and
and
observe
understand them.
and observe them and understand them, and like
Yeah.
see what is it exactly,
Yeah. Yeah.
why you do this. Because
Mm.
if you criticize, you're gonna make a separation again.
Yeah.
Because the criticisms come from that good being
yeah.
that you created, and that creation is out of society again. Do you
Mm.
know? Do you see
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
So that criticizer is just an idea.
Completely. Yeah.
It's just an idea,
just try to like look at it from
and that's
other perspective.
exactly, and that's the 100% reason for not the real change.
Yeah. The ideal, you mean?
The ideal is the
100% like reason to not change something.
behind the change, the real change that has to happen.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it criticizes, it gives you time, because you're like, oh, if I'm not non-violent today, then what's the point? For
Yeah.
example, I have to be, and then you're like, you try to be non-violent. You know, I'm not saying be violent.
Be violent, kids. Be violent.
I'm not saying be violent,
Yeah.
but the right action, it's no action.
That's
In that
the revolution's coming, guys. No.
no
But
action.
yeah, I see what
Do you
you
see what I
mean.
mean?
Yeah.
Well, do you have something
Yeah.
to add?
Yeah, we actually we were supposed to eat apples during this episode.
Let's have
And let's just have one bite.
one bite and then say
and-
goodbye.
And this is saying goodbye. Yeah.
Let's go.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Holy fuck, it's so fucking. Very good apple.
See you.
See ya.